Children can be very rewarding. When they are too young to talk, it is humbling to try to discover how they can be pacified. This is an important skill, but it is less important than parenting later. In the meantime, you are the first one to introduce them to spaghetti or ice cream, and it is trivial to be cool, even in a deified way. Between about 6 and 13, it is to be hoped that they will regard you as a helpful authority figure and follow direction easily, as they master elementary skills like reading and arithmetic. Consistency and discipline is even more important in raising children than it is in training horses. During this time, your patience will be tried by financial strains, disagreements with your spouse, and even arguments with school teachers about what is right and best. During this process, you will be heavily influenced by the mistakes your parents made in raising you. One common failing is to overcompensate by underemphasizing lessons that were harsh for you. Another is to be excessively strict or lenient to compensate the opposite failing in your own parents. Something to avoid as a participating partner is to attempt to be a playmate on a personal day. Don't flout the rules of the household for temporary popularity. This can take the form of cake for breakfast or pizza 3 days in a row. Instead, try to remain a consistent authority figure for the good of the children. When one spouse does this, it is almost universal to ask the other spouse to be the bad guy when it comes time to enforce the rules again. This assaults consistency and is not fair. You wouldn't want your partner to do it to you, so don't do it to them. It is far better for your marriage to present a united front. Middle school phases are a new opportunity. A robotics kit or modeling clay for sculpting don't have to be a substitute for a babysitter. Each talent they try is a test to see how much they like it. This demonstrates their degree of interest. At the same time, you also learn how good they are at it, testing their talent and aptitude. The idea is to treat a middle school student like a model rocket. Each fad and enthusiastic experiment becomes a test engine to see how high they'll go. The challenge begins in earnest, when he or she is a teenager and rebels against authority. It is not normal to do anything else, and it might be as necessary for maturation and strength of character as breaking out of a shell is to a baby chick. At a time like that, it's important to establish boundaries that are realistic and helpful in the real world. Ideally, they showcase your greater experience and knowledge. They are not just arbitrary limits established to demonstrate that you are a dominant adult. Then at 18, they leave home. You want them to have learned enough about making choices by that time, that they make good decisions on their own. This helps them avoid the things in life that held you back, and they can become your shared rocket to Jupiter to conquer the world. Regarding the trip to Jupiter, mistakes made early in life like smoking or alcohol make more of a difference than later mistakes. By analogy, if the rocket to Jupiter gets off course early on, the result is more pronounced in its consequence than an error in trajectory that occurs much later. Both early moral choices and behavioral choices can ultimately cause the rocket to be lost to Earth. However, mistakes made later on can be corrected in time to salvage a successful orbit. If your offspring ultimately go farther than you did, it proves that you are a superior parent, not that you are a lesser individual in competition. Everyone gets different parenting and has their own set of talents. Each individual experiences unique opportunities and faces their own adversity.